Hello guys, is the Bitcoin price going to continue going to the downside following this bear flag exactly to around this level, around $14,000, or will the Bitcoin price find support in this massive falling wedge around here and then bounce over here to this $27,000 level? So I'm going to show you today's Bitcoin technical analysis YouTube, what is the most likely scenario right here in the short term and mid-term, guys. So stay tuned, guys. And yeah, guys. So yeah, guys, hi and welcome to Cryptocurrencies, here to help you make the best decisions in cryptocurrency and in cryptocurrency technical analysis. Today's Bitcoin technical analysis YouTube video, guys, I'm going to show you guys what is the Bitcoin price is going to do right now, most likely, because right now the Bitcoin price is breaking down to the downside, and I was already expecting this because I was watching the weekly time frame right here, and as soon as I saw that bearish weekly candle close below this blue line, which is the previous all-time high for the Bitcoin price, closing a weekly body candle close below that level, I already knew that that was going to be very bearish, because that blue line is very important. Because, guys, I'm going to show you guys, this level is the previous all-time high, and the Bitcoin price closed a weekly body candle close below that level. So that's why the Bitcoin price is having immediate pullback as soon as the week started, with this Bitcoin chart right here. So I'm gonna delete some lines over here. These lines are right now will not most likely be met at this moment because of this massive falling wedge. So right here, guys, we have this massive falling wedge, support, resistance, support here, and now it's potentially heading around again to this bottom of the support line around this $15,640 level right here. So right now, guys, you have to remember, guys, the Bitcoin price is in a bearish trend, lower highs, lower lows. So this is a bearish trend, so that's why this is a bearish trend in the Bitcoin price in the weekly time frame at this moment. So remember, guys, there are various bearish patterns right here at this moment. So we have here this bear flag right here, which has wait a second here, guys, which has a price target all the way down to, let's say, here. So the price target has been already met using the logarithmic growth scale, the log scale right here, which was around this $23,000 level, around this $22,800 level. So that has been met. So I'm going to show you guys what is the most likely outcome right here. So remember, guys, there's a lot of bearish signs right here. So this double top scenario, which has a look at this, guys. So it has a scenario for the Bitcoin price to go all the way down using this double top scenario. Let's see here, has a scenario for the Bitcoin price to go all the way down to this $11,000 oh my gosh, which has a very high likely scenario, guys, because remember, guys, this is not the same cycle as before, because the Bitcoin price has changed cycles at this not changed cycles at this moment, but this is a very different cycle. Because remember, guys, the other cycles were when the Federal Reserve was having a quantitative easing period, which is almost free money in regards of lending money. Right now we're in QT, quantitative tightening. This is the first time the Bitcoin price is experience this quantitative tightening. And remember, guys, this Bitcoin price even if there is historical indicators indicating that the Bitcoin price has bottomed, this time I would say that this time is different, because the Bitcoin price is going through a quantitative tightening period, which has never done before, which is a very different thing. That's why if this was a quantitative easing around this period, then I would personally say that was the bottom. But since we're in the quantitative tightening period and the Shemitah, this has more downside, okay? It's just, there's a lot of indicators indicating that. So we have the double top scenario right here, the double top, which has a bearish price target all the way down around that $12,000 level. We have here this massive ascending wedge type of pattern right here, which has a bearish price target around this $14,400 level. That's another one. We have this massive bear flag coming from here, which already has been completed using the log scale. The linear scale has more downside, which will be all the way down around this $14,500 level, right? Not the $14,500 level, will be all the way down around that's $11,500 level. So there, and another thing, guys, if you go to the 4-hour time frame, let's see here, guys. Right now, the Bitcoin price was forming this bear flag, which tried to break out in a bullish way, had a lot of weakness, came below this line, and now it's breaking below, which has a bearish price target all the way down around this $17,400 level. So we have a lot of bearish signs. So what does this mean? Which is, out of all of these patterns, which will be the one that is going to take the Bitcoin price to the next move? So right here, guys, and also I want to mention another bear flag right here, which I mentioned at the start of this video, which has a bearish price target around this $14,400 level. So there's a lot of confluence for that $14,400 level. For that, there's a lot of confluence in regards of that $14,400 level to be met. At this moment, the only two bullish patterns we see right here is here, which broke out, retested these levels, tried to go over here, and look at this, guys. This is very interesting, because if we extend this bear flag right here, the Bitcoin price got perfectly rejected after breaking out of this bear flag exactly to this previous support level, which is now confirmed as perfect resistance right there, and now it came lower right here. So that's very interesting, guys. So I would say that this bullish pattern, this falling wedge, has been already, it's still in play, but I would personally not count as much as for that pattern to be met. You know why, guys? Because it made this massive movement. Half of this movement has been already made, and then came down to this. And usually when that happens, it's just the move most of the times has already been performed. So that was the bullish move. That it didn't complete the target, because remember, guys, the lower the time frame the pattern is, the more likely it is for it to not be met, especially in a downtrend if you have a bullish pattern. So I would say that this falling wedge, which had a price target of around $25,250 level, this falling wedge had a bullish target of around this $25,250 level, which didn't meet the price right there because of the downtrend. That's why in downtrends, usually you don't want to trade bullish patterns, because they are more likely to break. They are more likely to not complete the target, and also do fake outs if it wants to, one or the other. In bearish trends, bullish patterns can break out to the upside, but the high risk will be that the price target will be met half of the price target, or a fake out, or both. So that's the scenario. So I will delete this right here, because it's just I will not count it as much. So right here, this has a bearish continuation to the downside, this 4-hour bearish bear flag right here, which will make a lower low right here, a lower low, where here, guys, you see this level, this $17,400 level, that will mark a lower low than this low, which will be the $17,600 level right there. And you know what's very interesting also, guys? The reason for that huge rejection, first, it was because of the inflation numbers, which that's a news event right there. So the reason why this had a bearish pullback, first, Look at that, guys. Also, you can support my YouTube channel by clicking in the Patreon link in the description below, where you can get an elite, a VIP crypto investor membership, where you can get an immediate short-term buying opportunities, immediate short-term selling opportunities, live weekly long-term cryptocurrency price updates, Bitcoin tops and Bitcoin bottoms with certainty in the short term and in the long term. Also live updates, my buying targets, my selling targets. And like I mentioned before, this dead cat bounces scenario, look at that, it perfect after the pullback right here, it bounced exactly to that 0.618 and that 0.65 Fibonacci retracements and got perfectly rejected there. It closed two daily body candle closes exactly below that 0.618 Fibonacci retracement around that $22,425 with 19 cents. And boom, that was the technical reason why, and boom. And usually after attempting to break that 0.618 and that 0.65 Fibonacci retracement, if it gets rejected and then closes a weekly body candle close, like around this 0.382 Fibonacci retracement, around this $20,859 with 45 cents level for the Bitcoin price, most of the times with almost a guarantee, it will definitely confirm a dead cat bounce scenario, which already did here. It already confirmed a weekly body candle close below that 0.382 Fibonacci retracement around that $20,859 with 45 cents right there. So that is the reason why this is most likely going to be a dead cat bounce scenario, okay? Most likely, okay? It has a very high scenario. What that means is that this low you see right here, this will create a lower low, and also it will make sense because this wick hasn't been filled just yet. And usually when you have huge wicks like this, usually the Bitcoin price likes to return to those levels to close at least a weekly body candle close, filling up most of that wick. And after doing that, usually if it wants to go to the upside, then that will mark a bottom and then go to the upside. So, but looking at the technicals, this has a, if the Bitcoin price can't hold this support around this $17,565 level, expect for the Bitcoin price to go to this $15,500 level, because it's just, that's what I'm seeing right here. There's just too much confidence for this to continue going higher. And when the CPI, when the Fed numbers come, when the Fed numbers are, so in the next weeks, like in the next 2 weeks, the Federal Reserve is going to announce the next increasing of the interest rates, most likely. And when that happens, this will continue going lower. That's how it is. It's just, that's how it works. And this makes a lot of sense. Like I mentioned, guys, the Bitcoin price will most likely go to around that $14,000 level, okay? Minimum. Like, it's just too much obvious evidence, too much. The technicals, the charts are showing this, and also the quantitative tightening is also showing that. So this is my perspective. This is what the charts are saying. So remember, guys, the charts tell you what the price is most likely going to do most of the times. The news shows you the price very few times in regards of the correct price action. And also, guys, this makes a lot of sense because look at this. This hasn't been tested yet. When the Bitcoin price broke this important resistance, it didn't get back tested, and that is around that $12,500 level. And this wick right here, it didn't get retested, so it would make a lot of sense, and that's around that $14,000 level. That's wick, which didn't. That's wick. So this wick didn't. So this wick didn't get retested. So This is around this $40,000 level, so this will most likely get retested around here, and there's a lot of patterns showing that, guys. So this is most likely going to be a dead cat bounce scenario. Okay, if the very few percentage happens where it doesn't end up being a dead cat bounce scenario, the very few percentage, then this will end up being a W pattern. But looking at the percentages, this is going to be most likely a dead cat bounce scenario. That's what I am expecting. Okay, so so yeah, guys, this is what I'm seeing with the Bitcoin price, guys. So the patterns, this is what I'm seeing, guys. So the falling wedge, strong support around this, let's say here, around this $15,000 level to this $15,500 level. That will be very strong support. Okay, that's the price target I'm expecting. If that support can't be held around this bottom of the falling wedge around here, then expect for the full movement for the Bitcoin price to reach around this $14,000 level as the net support. Because remember, guys, there's a lot of space around these levels. This has to be a trading range. Most likely this is going to be most likely the bottom. Okay, that's what I'm expecting. Okay, I'm saying it. I already said it before. Shemitah time, super Shemitah, Jubilee, 7-year cycle, which will be the Shemitah. And this is not any ordinary Shemitah. It's the 7 cycles of the 7-year cycle, which will be 7/7 as the super Shemitah. That's what I call it, the super Shemitah. It is called Shemitah, but I call it the super Shemitah because of the 7th. This is the 7th cycle of the 7-year cycle. Okay, so that's usually more bearish than usually those 7-year cycles in normal standards. And also, guys, we're in the 50-year cycle in the Jubilee according to Waters About Crypto. And I also believe that is also the scenario, which around 50 years ago, that was the time where the gold standard was implemented in, which was around that time, 50 years ago was around that time where the gold standard was removed from the dollar. So that was a big scenario. And between this year to next year, big events are gonna continue happening because there's a lot of evidence suggesting that. So yeah, guys, looking at the patterns, it's just personally I'm expecting $14,400 minimum. $40,000. It will also be met most likely if it reaches around those levels, which I'm expecting that. Why, guys? Why? Like I said, bearish pattern here, boom, a bear flag there. You have this double top, which has a price target around this $12,000 level. You have this, let's say here, also this ascending wedge right here, which has a price target around this $14,400 level. So yeah, which will be the lowest, guys? The lowest I see the Bitcoin price going will be, like I said before, guys, around this, let's say, wow, the low, that it's kind of, let's say, looking at this level, would make a lot of sense for the Bitcoin price to bottom around that $10,000 level. And that would be a level where most people are going to be scared. So it makes a lot of sense for that also to be met. Because right now, this level is not scary enough from what I'm seeing. Most people are bearish, but it's just not the kind of bearish that usually happens when you see Bitcoin bottom. So this is definitely not the bottom. Definitely not the bottom, okay? And what's very interesting, guys, is also this Ethereum price range. Look at this. This massive head and shoulders is playing out exactly as I was predicting in my last Ethereum video. Look at that. Boom. This was a leading indicator. The Ethereum price likes to do that. Like the the Ethereum price had a head and shoulders. I put a trade around this level, and now I put my trade around that 14,000. No, I put my trade around that 1,400. I put my trade around that $1,432 level for the Ethereum price, and yeah, now it's in. I'm with around that 40% ROI right now, so that's very good. So this has a target around this $1,000 level, which makes sense because it's just the Bitcoin price has more downside, like I mentioned before, and wow, yeah, guys. Right now that's what I'm seeing here. Pulling up the massive Fibonacci retracement here. It will make, let's see here, also that 0.5 in the long term. It has a perfect confluence with those bearish flags and those ascending wedge and those bear flags. It's just, man, that $14,400 level is, in my perspective, almost guaranteed to happen. It's just, there's too much confluence. It's for me, this is too obvious, okay? The charts are showing this. The quantitative tightening is increasing almost every single month in the last 4 months around those levels. It's just that's what I'm seeing, guys. And look at that, the golden pockets for this massive bearish retracement for the Bitcoin price. It's around the 0.20 Fibonacci retracement and that 0.65 Fibonacci retracement around that $10,166 level, that $19,208 level. That would be the bottom, in my opinion, for the Bitcoin price, because of this massive trading range right here. And remember, guys, this trading range hasn't been put there just yet. So yeah, guys, this has too much confluence. Minimum $14,400 level will be met. That's what I'm expecting. And the very worst case scenario, like I already mentioned before, guys, around that $10,000 level, and maybe that $9,200 level. That would be the bottom for the Bitcoin price. That's the worst case scenario from what I'm seeing. Okay, that's the worst scenario. Okay, that worst case scenario is not guaranteed. It has a lower percentage of completing compared to the $14,400 level. I'm leaning more to the case where the Bitcoin price is going to that $14,400 level. Okay, guys. So yeah, guys, that's what I'm seeing right now in the Bitcoin price right here. This is most likely going to be a dead cat bounce scenario unless it can make a W pattern. But personally, I think that W pattern scenario is not going to happen. You know why, guys? I also think that, look at this, guys. So I see famous YouTube channel. I see famous crypto YouTube channels, and usually a lot of people follow those crypto YouTube channels. And what I have learned from my experience following those channels is that usually when they expose most of what they expose doesn't come through most of the times, because most people are going to try to emulate those famous crypto YouTube channels. So the opposite is going to happen. And I see various crypto YouTube channels calling this the bottom. Like, this is very similar to this right here, which makes sense, but it's a logical thing. But remember, guys, this is not the same thing as before. This was quantitative easing around these levels. This is quantitative tightening. It's the first time this happens. So this Bitcoin cycle is very different, okay? That's why I'm expecting lower targets. Again, guys, if this were to be a quantitative easing period, this will be the bottom. uh, that would be the bottom, but it's just we're in quantitative tightening, which means more downside. It's just that's how it works. That's how it works. Quantitative easing, markets go up. Almost all markets go up after the quantitative easing. Quantitative easing, markets goes up most of the times. Quantitative tightening, the markets go mostly down. One more time, guys. Quantitative easing means most markets are going to go up in general, and in general, when there's quantity tightening, most of the markets are going to go down. So yeah, guys, that's what I'm seeing right now for the Bitcoin price right here. And the only bullish pattern I see right here, which would be this one right here, which will be the following wedge: support, resistance, support, and if the Bitcoin price can hold that support and break out of this resistance, then hey, there's a bullish case scenario to be there's a big bullish scenario in the making. Okay, but it has to break this resistance, which would be around this $25,000 level. Okay, and the more time it passes, the lower the resistance will get. Okay, because that's how it goes. So this, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. Look at this, guys. Usually the patterns complete before the end of this apex. That's what it's called, at the end of the pattern. Usually that's 70% of the pattern. Usually there is the breakout right there around this percentage, like around here, around that 80% of the pattern right here. So that makes sense because this is around that January time frame of 2023, and also around that time frame of around April 2023, which makes a lot of sense. Dang, man, makes a lot of sense. And yeah, guys, that is the macro. So this is what I'm seeing here, guys. Bearish weekly candle close below this previous all-time high for the Bitcoin price is definitely bearish. That's why it had a immediate downturn. I was already expecting it. It's just when I saw that pullback, I'm like, okay, I want to post a video immediately because wow, this is getting faster, exactly as what I was expecting. So yeah, guys, this weekly body candle close below this previous all-time high for the Bitcoin price, around this $90,692 with 16 cents. And yeah, guys, that's what I'm saying for the Bitcoin price, guys. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this YouTube video, guys. If you enjoyed this YouTube video, guys, leave a like, comment, and share this YouTube video with your friends. Also, guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Crypto Solutions, if you haven't subscribed yet, guys. And also, guys, click the bell notifications to stay ahead in the cryptocurrency market using my cryptocurrency technical analysis YouTube videos, guys. And also, guys, you can support my YouTube channel by clicking in the Patreon link in the description below, where you can get an elite VIP crypto investor membership, where you can get an immediate short-term buy opportunities, immediate short-term selling opportunities, live weekly long-term cryptocurrency price updates, Bitcoin tops and Bitcoin bottoms with certainty in the short term and in the long term. Also live updates, my buying targets, my selling targets. And thank you so much for watching this YouTube video, guys. Have a nice day, guys. Take care, guys, and peace out, guys.